So, hello everyone, how are you all? So, yes, guys, good afternoon. And today we are going to have a session on the cell chapter. And, guys, this is basically the demo class which is live on YouTube. It's actually the paid class which we are taking here. And this class is very important for our examinations point of view because we have seen lots of questions from this chapter. So, there are certain questions like which is the longest cell, which is the smallest cell. Apart from that, the cell wall is made up of what? And then there are certain questions as well from the cell division part. So we'll be discussing each and everything today. So what all things we are going to study, let's have a look at that. So first of all, guys, we'll be discussing the question that why all the organs are not same. So if I talk about human beings, they are very different because we have our fingers, we have our legs, we have our hands, and we are the smartest ones, right? But if I talk about butterfly, so butterflies are the one which are having wings and we don't have those wings. If I talk about monkeys, so monkey have these specifically tails. So if we all are made up of cells, then still why we are different? So it's all about the cellular structure. So basically the word which I'm using right now is cell. So what is it? Cell. That is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Seems quite complicated, right? It feels like, oh, it's quite typical. No, but that's very easy. How? Let me explain you. Guys, tell me the location where you we are seeing this lecture is what? You will say, sir, I am seeing this lecture in my room. So I'll ask you how this room was built. So you will say, sir, first of all there was a big brick which was laid, and when many bricks were combined together, they made a wall, and when there were several walls which were created, they actually made a room, and then when there were several rooms, it actually made my home. So if I talk about the your home structure, so the basic unit that actually made your home was a brick. In the similar manner, if I talk about my whole body, so the person who has two eyes, then hands, legs, he actually was made from what? So the sperm cell and the egg cell, they actually make this person. Now how? So sperm and egg, these were basically the cells which we got from our father and mother, and when these cells were combined together, similar type of cells, they actually formed tissue. And when there were certain tissues together, they formed organs like stomach, liver, and all. And finally, the organ system was made. So yes, if I talk about my whole body structure, it has actually come from this cell only. So today we'll be studying about this cell, we'll understand about its components. So let's see what all are the learning objectives today. So first of all, let me remove everything from this. Yeah. So the first part would be, we'll be understanding about the discovery of the cell. Second, we will understand the structure of the cell. Then we will understand the functions of the cell. And finally, we will be able to differentiate between the plant and animal cell. And in the ending, we'll have some practice questions as well. So before starting this topic, or before starting this introduction, I just want to ask you people, guys, is each and everything clear? So if everything is clear, only then we'll proceed. So MES is here. So MES, can you please tell me, is each and everything clear? Is there any sort of doubt? If there is, please let me know. And by the time, let me check on the YouTube as well. So all the candidates who are present on the YouTube. So guys, is each and everything clear? Am I audible, visible? Everything is fine. So if yes, we can proceed. Okay, fine. So guys, I'm moving forward, and okay. So we were discussing about the cell portion. Now coming forward. So let's understand about its definition. So what is it? So cell is basically it is the basic structure and function unit of all the organism. Now, why we are saying this as a basic structure? Because we have understood our whole body was made up of this single unit, that was cell, and when these units actually combined together, so the combination of this cell formed tissue, and when many tissues come together, they form organ, and many organs together form an organ system. This is the procedure. So yes, it is the basic structure and function unit of all the organisms. And yes, guys, they are capable of independent existence. How? So for the energy part, we have mitochondria. We know about it. That is the energy powers of the cell. That is mitochondria. Then societal packets are there, lysosome. So they actually keep on check. if cell is working properly. If it is not working, it will burst. So yes, all those things which are required for the existence of a living being, all those functions are carried out in the cell only. But question is still same. Who discovered it? So if I talk about its discovery, so we have to go back in the year 1665. So let's go back in the year 1665. So here there was a person who was known as Robert Hooke. So he did what? He actually took a cork and under the microscope he observed that there are certain compartments which are present. Just have a look here. He saw the structure which just looked like the honeycomb. So guys, can you see? These are room-like structures. So these rooms, we can also say that this is cell. We are aware of the synonyms. So from here the term cell actually came into the existence. So Robert Hooke actually discovered this cell in the year 1665. But was it a living cell? No guys. It was not a living cell. It was a dead cell. Because what is cork? That is the wooden structure basically. So it was a dead cell. Which means a living cell was discovered later on, and that's correct. So who discovered it? So live cell was discovered in the pond by Leeuwenhoek. So Leeuwenhoek was the one who discovered this living cell. Please remember these are two different questions. So live cell was discovered by Leeuwenhoek. Okay. Now let's talk about cell theory. Who gave it? So see, when this cell was discovered, people were not aware of what is it, what all things are in it, how it functions. So that functionality and everything was actually checked by Sean and Sheldon, and they came up with the cell theory, which stated that all the organisms are made up of cell. I mean living organisms. So guys, is it applicable for us? Obviously, that's true. It is applicable to dog, for cow, for cat, for everyone, but not for virus. So guys, this is an important one, and this question was asked in CGL previously. So this cell theory is not applicable for what? So guys, please remember this cell theory is not applicable for virus. Very, very, very important point. So yes, cell is the basic unit of life. Why is it so? We have understood, because from here only we have our body has taken growth, right? And cells are formed from the pre-existing cells. Fine. So now if I talk about ourselves, so guys, do you know how many cells are present in our body? Any guesses? So MES, can you just guess how many cells might be there? 10, 20, 100, 1000, how much? So that's in the billions. And I'll give you the exact figure basically. So see, if I talk about RBCs, that is approx 5.5 millions. If I talk about WBC, it is approx 10 to 12,000 per microliter. Platelets 1.5 to 4 lakhs. So if someone asks you tell us about the exact figure, that is not possible. So yes, that's true. So our body cell is present in billions basically. So we don't have any exact figure, and that's not possible as well, because some cells keep on dying and some cells keep on forming from the pre-existing cells. So in one way or the another, MES, you are absolutely correct. So yes, few organisms are the one who just have a single cell. So here we can include bacteria, amoeba, yeast, but people like us, human beings, mammals, all these have multi-cells. So we are multicellular. So these cells are also of different types. It depends upon different shape, about different function. So see, if I talk about human red blood cell, which I already told you, its quantity is 5.5 million. So 5.5 million is the quantity, so it might be doing something. So its work is to transport the oxygen. We will be discussing about it in the blood chapter, human circulatory chapter. But yes, human red blood cells, they are circular and biconcave in shape, so that they can easily pass through the narrow capillaries, because its role is to transport the oxygen. These red ones are basically your RBCs. But these white ones, do you know what is it? This is basically WBC. Now you can see WBC shape is very different and RBC shape is very different. So this RBC shape is actually biconcave or circular in shape. Why? So that it can easily pass. But if I talk about these WBCs, they are amoeboid in shape. That is, they can easily squeeze out through the narrow capillaries. So what is its working? So MES, just think about an example. Let's say you are traveling somewhere, right, and you're perfectly fine, and you actually hired a taxi, right, and you opened the door, and after opening the door, you sat in it, and it's very obvious, it's very common. After sitting, you were free, so you were just looking at my hairs are okay, they are combed or not. You are looking at your face. You accidentally, so intentionally or unintentionally, you used your that particular hand, and you touched it with your lips or with your eyes. Now what will happen if the door handle was having that virus or bacteria? That virus and bacteria is going to enter into your body via your lips portion, right? So what will happen? Those virus or bacteria, whatsoever their role is, it will start acting. Now there might be something who must be fighting against these foreign particles, and do you know what is it? That is basically your WBC. So WBC keeps the check that no such foreign particles are attacking on your body. That means, yes, because of WBC only we are safe and sound. So WBC gives you the immunity, and it keeps the check on the foreign particles. So this is important, and for the same reason, this WBC is also known as the policeman of the body. It is also known as policeman of body. But why? Because, sir, it is giving us immunity. That is, it keeps the check. Talking about nerve cells, so nerve cells are the ones who conduct the impulses. For example, this water bottle. Guys, this water bottle, if I touch this water bottle, I will feel, oh, it's quite cold. How? Is there any brain which is present in my hands? No. As soon as I touch this water bottle, there were these signals which actually transferred from my palm till my central nervous system. There was processing, and yes, accordingly, I did what? So since it was cold, I felt like, oh, glass is not there. I can just put it in my cheeks. It's feeling quite cold. Or I should just keep this water bottle because I'm just teaching right now. So all these signals are sent from this brain. So there might be something which might be taking signals here, and there might be something that is bringing back the signals. So these are sensory neurons which are taking the signals, and these are motor neurons which are getting back, right? That are bringing the responses. So nerve cells are the ones which conduct the impulses, and because of which you are able to function each and everything. You are able to see something, you are able to write, you are able to type, you are able to move. Everything is possible because of this nerve cell only, because these are the ones which are carrying the signals towards central nervous system and getting and taking that signal back, so that brain is actually responding that this organ must do this organ must do that. So accordingly, those glands and organs function. So please tell me, is each and everything clear till nerve cell? If there is any doubt, please let me know. So we'll be discussing some of the questions here. So before that, I want the confirmation. So MES and everyone, can you please confirm me? Is each everything okay? So please tell me, everyone. I guess that is clear, right? Okay, guys, so I'm moving forward, and now proceeding with some of the examples. So guys, what kind of questions can be asked? So this is one of the most confusing questions. That's why I'm not kept the options. You will say, what is so confusing? We already know who discovered cell. So we will directly say Robert Hooke. So there is no confusion. So guys, more study, more doubts, no study, no doubt. So who discovered cell? Guys, question can be asked in two different ways. It can be who discovered living cell. In that case, answer will be Leeuwenhoek. But if someone says who discovered cell, you can directly blindly go with Robert Hooke. And if someone says who discovered dead cell, then also Robert Hooke will be the answer, right? So who was the first one to discover the cell? So the first person to discover cell was Robert Hooke only, and he discovered the cell in the cork. But who discovered the living cell? So living cell was discovered by Leeuwenhoek. That's the point. Fine. Okay, guys. Next. So the branch of bio dealing with the study of cell is known as what? So before answering this question, let me explain the term logy. So as this logy word has actually come from the word logos, which means to study. And this means all these four portions are including logy term, which means it is the study of something. Now the study of what? So guys, Cyto I'll teach within next 5 to 10 minutes. Cytoplasm. So what is it? It is the liquid which is present in the cell. So cyto is actually linked with the cell. So the study of cell is basically cytology. So yes, option number A is the correct answer. Similarly, if someone asks you about the histology, so for the histology part, sir, it's basically your tissue, right? So yep, option number is the correct answer. Now I want this answer from you people. Which of the following, for which of the following cell theory is not applicable? So please tell me, is it virus, is it bacteria, is it fungi, or is it amoeba? Answer please. So for which of the following cell theory is not applicable? Is it virus, is it bacteria, is it fungi, or is it amoeba? Answer. First of all, who gave cell theory? So MES cell theory was given by Schilding and Schwann. We are aware of that, right? But what were the points which they gave? So first point was all the organisms are made up of cell, and there itself I told you cell theory is applicable for us, it's applicable for monkey, it's applicable for bacteria, everyone, but it's not applicable for virus. It's perfectly fine. I knew you will give the answer. That's great. Why? So virus, for virus the cell theory is not applicable. Next. So we have completed the first part of the chapter, I mean the 1/3 part of the chapter. Now we'll be starting with the structure and function of the cell so that we can understand how cell looks like, what all are cell organelles and all. So before proceeding, I'll just check the comments on the YouTube as well, because today is the demo class on the YouTube also. So if there is any sort of doubt or query, please let me know. Anyone? So there are no comments on the YouTube. Okay, fine. Okay guys, so I'm proceeding. Yeah. So now here talking about the structure and function of the cell. So cell consists of three parts. What are they? First one is cell membrane, second one is cytoplasm, and third one is the nucleus. Now for this cell membrane, it is also known as plasma membrane. You can just link it with your home's main gate. So this I want to discuss with you people so that it would be easy for me to explain. What is the role of main gate at our homes? Anyone among us are paid batch candidates? If anyone could tell me, why do we have main gate at our home? Why is it necessary? Because these doors or these gates, they are actually used for getting in or going out, right? So what if we don't use it? What if we are not using any gate? We have just kept the opening to come and go. So you will say, sir, what about a safety? So safety concerns will be there, na? So gate actually keeps the check who is coming in and who is going out. So main gate is actually for the safety purpose, right? So that all the people who are actually in the home, they might be our parents, they might be a brother, sister, or any small child. So we need to keep them safe, right? So it's at the outermost part. So for the entry exit is obviously there, but yes, in that also there must be a check, right? In the similar manner, cell membrane is the outermost part of the animal cell, not plant cell, because in the plant cell there would be cell wall. I'll be explaining later. But yes, cell membrane is the outermost part in the animal cell. Now see what is going to happen. So this is basically a double membrane structure which is composed of lipids and proteins. So it is providing the shape, one point, and second is it just like the main gate, it is actually protecting the inner organelle. How? Because it is not allowing everything to come in. It acts as a selectively permeable membrane. That is, only selective things get in and only selective things get out. That's the point. So I think now it's easy to understand what is the role of plasma membrane and cell membrane. So yes, it is the outermost layer of the of the cell, which only allows entry and exit of only selective substances. And yes, it gives safety to the inner organelle. Inner organelle means these vacuoles, nucleus, chloroplast, mitochondria, lysosomes, or endoplasmic reticulum. So the safety to all these things is given by because of this plasma membrane only. I guess it's easy now. Understood? Now one more thing, guys. I was talking about this animal cell. This is present in animal and plant cell both. But in the plant cell there is one more layer, and this is known as cell wall. So cell wall provides the rigidity to the plants and it is only present in the plant cell. So it is made up of cellulose basically, cellulose, pectin, hemicellulose. So that's the one. Fine. Okay. Talking about cytoplasm, what is it? So cytoplasm is basically a thick, clear, jelly-like substance which is present inside the cell membrane. And all these organelles, they are present in this liquid portion only, which is known as cytoplasm. So cell organelles are present here, right? So I have already explained. See, the cyto part was cell, and I'll explain you plasma in the blood part. So this is the liquid portion of the cell. So yes, before proceeding with the nucleus, MES or any other candidate, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Is each and everything clear here, brother? So any of the candidate, if you have any sort of doubt, please let me know, because I have n number of examples of each and everything, so I can link it with it. But yes, you need to ask your doubts. Only then I can get to know what is going in your mind. So it's just like doctor. Doctor is the one, na? Until unless you will tell your issue, how doctor will give the medicine? In the similar manner, you need to keep up your points so that I can actually explain accordingly. So apart from MES, other candidates also can ask your doubts who are present here. I guess this is clear, right? So proceeding forward with the nucleus portion now. So as nucleus, this is spherical in shape. It contains one or two nuclei, and yes, it has a thread-like structure which is known as chromosome. Now, what is the quantity of chromosome? So see, this chromosome we are going to study in the reproductive system chapter, but yes, the total number of chromosomes are 46. And here 44 and 2, these are further subdivisions where 44 of them are known as autosomes. It is known as autosome, and 2 of them are sex determining. What are they? They are sex determining. Now, what do you mean by sex determining? So guys, if there's a girl child, so their pair is XX, it is for the female. And if I talk about XY, this pair is, guys, for the males, right? So who determines the sex of the child? This is the question which is asked in the examination. So tell me, so is it father or mother, or both, or none? So the sex of the child is always and always determined by the father only, because father have an option. So whether X will go or Y will go. So if Y goes, it's the male child. If X goes, it is the female child, because mother doesn't have any option. So what happens during the sperm and egg cells meeting, which is known as fertilization process, it is in this manner. So we have total 46. So this 46 is made up of what? So 46 is made up of 23 chromosomes from the father and 23 from the mother. So what will happen? So from father, either it will be 22 plus X. From mother, there is no option. It's always 22 plus X. Or from father, it might be 22 plus Y. So it depends which is meeting with it. So if this will meet, baby boy. If this will meet, baby girl. So girl and boy. So always, sex is determined by the father. So this is the question from the examination. You must remember this. I guess it is clear, guys. So we can proceed again. So yes, it is separated from the cytoplasm, which was a liquid portion of the blood, by a membrane which is known as nuclear membrane, and this nuclear membrane is also known as nuclear envelope. Okay, so now it's the time to understand about other cell organelles. So basically, see, cell is of two different types. One is fully developed and another one is undeveloped. So if the cell is fully developed, so that is known as eukaryotic cell, and if the cell is undeveloped, that is known as prokaryotic cell. So guys, can you please tell me the cell which is present within our body, it is fully or undeveloped? So here we are aware of, sir, within our body the cells which are present are fully developed, right? So that's why we have eukaryotic cells, and the prokaryotic cells are undeveloped ones. So for the case of bacteria, this is the one. So prokaryotic cells are the ones which are undeveloped. So cells having nuclear membrane without nuclear membrane, nuclear material without nuclear membrane is prokaryotic. It has single-stranded DNA. Only ribosomes are present. So bacteria, blue-green algae is its example. If I talk about eukaryotic, so cells having the nuclear material with the nuclear membrane. So double-stranded DNA are present here. So all the cell organelles are present and yes, obviously large ribosome also. So this is fully developed. Fully developed. And here the examples will be the plant cell and the animal cell. Right? Perfect. MES absolutely correct. Okay guys, so what all cell organelles are present? So the cell organelles which are present are plasma membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ribosome, vacuole, lysosome and plastid. So it's the time to understand these parts so that we can easily differentiate between the animal and plant cell. So proceeding further with the cell organelles now. So first of all comes your endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum is the network of membranous tubule. So it is involved in the production of lipids and protein. But how? First thing which we have learned in the bio part, I guess every one of you must remember. Guys, which part of the cell is known as powerhouse? Please tell me. So that powerhouse of the cell was mitochondria, correct? So powerhouse of the cell was mitochondria. So let me write it for you. So whenever this question comes, we all are aware of powerhouse. That means we are talking about mitochondria, correct? But guys, if someone asks you which of the following is known as protein factory, so protein factory, what is it? Guys, it is known as ribosome. It is ribosome. So why I'm telling you this right now? Because I just want to give you one of the trick which will make each and everything easy. So first of all, please remember, since ribosomes are known as the protein factories, so protein synthesis is taking place there, that's why, right? Now here, if proteins are being made, so just have a look. This is the rough part and this is the smooth part. So just giving you the trick. R for rough and R for ribosome. So ribosome is present on the rough part of the endoplasmic reticulum, and yes, which means the rough part of the endoplasmic reticulum is present is creating the protein, and the smooth part, it is involved in the lipids production. So lipids are produced in the smooth and proteins are produced in the rough part. Sorted. So that was the point. Clear? So endoplasmic reticulum is involved in both lipid and protein production, but endoplasmic reticulum has the smooth surface also and rough surface also. So rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the production of the protein and smooth in the lipids. This was the question from CGL. So if we look into the